Hello everyone, my name is Noor. I am talking on behalf of me, Yulia, and Kaden. Today I'm going to be talking about the Arctic fox. The Arctic fox is well known as the white fox due to its fur color during the winter. Its scientific name is Alopex lagopus, which means the hare-footed fox. The Arctic fox weighs 2.5 to 9 kg as from when it's a baby until it gets when it becomes an adult. It lives in North America, in Yukon, Northwest Territories, and none of it. Arctic fox finds its mate in March and April, like during spring, winter, and springtime. When yeah. The Arctic fox is also a scavenger and a carnivore, which means it eats meat and it eats dead animals. Now let's talk about the food chain. The food chain always starts off with the decomposers, which is the Arctic moss. The Arctic moss gives energy to the producers, which is the lichen, which is also like a type of moss in the Arctic. The lichen gives energy to the lemming, which is the primary consumer, and the lemming gives energy to the Arctic fox, which is a secondary consumer, and the Arctic fox gives energy to the tertiary consumer, which is the polar bear. Here we have the food web, the Arctic food web. So it starts with the Arctic willow, which gives energy to the ermine. The caribou moss gives energy to the, of course, caribou. The lichen gives energy to the ermine. It also gives energy to lemmings. Grass gives energy to lemmings and Arctic hares. Also the musk. And the Labrador tea gives energy to the harlequin duck and the Arctic hare. The ermine gives energy to the musk. It also gives energy to the Arctic fox. The lemming gives energy only to the Arctic fox, right here. The harlequin duck, right here, gives only energy to the Arctic fox. The caribou gives energy to the Arctic wolf. Also, the ermine gives also energy to the snowy owl. The musk gives energy to the Arctic wolf. And the Arctic hare gives energy to the Arctic fox. And here's the food web. Arctic foxes are not endangered and disappearing forever. They are believed to have, compared to other things, strong and consistent numbers throughout the majority of their land scope. In some areas, it has been decreasing, but in most areas, it has been doing well and has a low advantage of being endangered in the world. Arctic fox's adaptations are to live in the cold areas. They have more than two, but not a lot of changes that allow them to help them survive in their environment. Their fur, which turns white in the winter and brown and a bit of white in the spring. The white in the winter helps them camouflage with the snow when they're trying to catch their prey. And their colors in the spring and summer helps them also camouflage with their environment. Their round, compact bodies make something small as possible treat something important to unimportant. Surface area that is exposed to the cold air. Their muzzle, ears, their muzzle, ears, and their legs are short, which also saves their heat. Humans are affecting the Arctic foxes by hunting for their fur and their flesh. Not only that, also indigenous people are hunting them for food and also to wear their like to wear them as clothing to help them also survive in the winter. Bioaccumulation is affecting the Arctic fox by global warming. Global warming is melting the snow in North Canada, which is really bad for the Arctic fox because the Arctic fox changes colors during the seasons. And if there's no snow when it changes color, it will be harder for it to catch prey and it'll be easier for people to find the Arctic fox and kill it. Some animals that live in the Arctic fox's environment are polar bears, lemmings, ermine, harlequin birds, Arctic hare, Arctic wolf, musk ox, snowy owl, and more. If any other type of animal or people that don't belong in the Arctic move to the Arctic places, they will probably destroy that area, and the Arctic fox's home won't be as it used to be. People are stealing their food, which is the lemming and other types of animals. If they continue doing that, Arctic foxes will lose a lot of weight and probably have a higher chance to die. If they die, their food chain and food web will stop because there aren't any Arctic foxes and they will the food web or food chain would be gone. How they survive in their area? They they take care of their babies. They hunt for themselves and their children. They protect their area, their shelter. They protect like everything around them. They also are very good at finding good shelter so nobody can steal anything like food, water from them.